Very warm welcome to the most beautifully sunny Dordogne region of France. Well, this week it's all about language learning. I've got my dear daughter Natasha with me here, who lives in Germany and speaks fluent German and French. And I think it's an extremely important thing to know a little bit about the language, so I thought I'd ask her about her experience of learning it. Natasha, welcome.
Hello.
How important do you think it is to have at least a smattering or even more of the language if you're going to go live in another country?
Oh, very important. I mean, I couldn't imagine living in a country where I didn't speak the language, because you feel isolated if you can't communicate with people. You can't really build a life until you've found a way to communicate with local people, I think.
No, sure. And I know your husband, my dear son-in-law, learnt German pretty much from scratch. How did he do it? Did he have a particular method, or did he use several methods?
Yeah, he was very disciplined with himself. He took a couple of lessons with a private teacher before moving to Germany, just so he could get some of the grammar sorted. And then he only allowed himself to read German books for a whole year, or maybe even longer. He didn't read a single English book for a year. He started with children's books, then he moved on to books for teenagers, and sort of crime thrillers and things like that that aren't too difficult to read. And of course, when he started his job, he was working and using his German every day, so he very quickly improved. And in a year, his German was, pretty much fluent, and in 2 years it was just as good as mine, and nowadays it's better, I would say.
Exactly. So what tips would you have for, supposing some of our readers are planning on coming to France, they might have a smattering of French, schoolboy French as they call it. How do you get from that level, say, from hello and how are you, to having a decent conversation, actually integrating with your fellow French people?
Well, it's hard for us native English speakers, because everywhere we go, people want to speak English. And if they hear you've got an English accent, they'll immediately switch to English, and it's really frustrating sometimes. So I think one thing is to be very clear with people that you don't want them to do that, and say to people, please speak French, even if it's clear that their English is better than your French. Ask them to humour you a bit and to speak French, even if it makes the conversation more difficult. And don't be tempted to just take the easy route every time and switch back into English. That's one thing. Another thing I'd say is there are lots of great courses that you can just do by yourself. You can get a sort of book and CD type course. The Teach Yourself range is very good. The Colloquial French range is also very good. And there are different levels. So there are levels if you're more intermediate. You don't have to start from the beginning. And you can take it at your own pace and do a unit a day or something. And I found that a very good way. I've learnt Italian that way, and I found it very good.
Fantastic, yes.
But the main thing, I think, is just forcing yourself to speak the language all the time, even if that means avoiding the company of other English people. And sometimes you have to really be quite firm with that. You have to sort of put yourself in situations where you know there's going to be no English speakers present.
And you've got to not worry about mistake making, I would say, as well. Nobody actually minds, do they? If you make an effort, that at least you're doing something. Well, that's it for this week. I hope that's been of some help. It really is very important to learn at least a little bit of French before you come to France. Communication is it's vital, and it's only when you are in a country and you realise you can't speak it that you realise, as Natasha says, you could become isolated. So those are some good tips, I think. Do keep in touch with us. Let us know if there's anything you'd like me to cover here. Meanwhile,
I thought of another thing.
Sorry to interrupt.
Music. French music. If you like music, and if you find you like, personally I love French chansons, things like Jacques Brel and Georges Brassens, and there's this great tradition of French chansonniers, and if you tune to a radio station like France Musique, or what's it called, Nostalgie, you can listen to these songs, and it's not everyone's cup of tea, but if it's yours, then it will really improve your French. So you can get the lyrics off the internet, maybe print off one song, look up in the dictionary all the words and phrases you don't know, and just do that with one song, and you'll find you've learned a huge amount. And it's fun as well. It makes it more fun.
Exactly, it's got to be fun. Well, hope that's helped you. My son-in-law is conducting an opera in the grounds of the most wonderful chateau. It's a little bit, just about 50 kilometres east of Bergerac, near to Sarlat and Montignac. Beautiful area in the Department 24, which is the Dordogne. So I'll leave you with this lovely sunny day and speak to you again very soon. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to send all your comments in. Pleased to hear from you. Bye-bye.
Bye.